It's time to bring the action at Daytona International Speedway. Under the lights, there is no better place to shine. Whose night will it be over the next 160 laps? Let's go here in Daytona. Best ever start at this track for the guy third down on the low line, Josh Berry, as Michael McDowell will lead this field into one. Now all the pre-race nerves can go. Now the drivers are dialed in and focused and they can get to work at hand.
And now the cars are reaching top speed. Takes nearly a lap to get all the way to max speed. You see very organized 2 by 2. Everyone kind of playing nicely on newer tires. It wouldn't shock me if the bottom of the racetrack, near that yellow line, is the preferred lane.
This has been a really clever and sophisticated opening stage from Wallace and Buescher, as they've just very carefully worked their way forward. And now look at Buescher pushing Berry in the 4. Final lap of stage 1.
Pushes him out and jumps to the high side, but no help for the 17. The 4 likes this, but he doesn't want to get too far out. There'll be one more run coming off the nose of this too. A big push coming to the 17.
Buescher had to put a big block.
Josh Berry wins stage 1, and he has been at the front ever since the start. And how cool is that? His first ever stage win, and he does it at the World Center of Racing. There was a pretty scary moment in his Coca-Cola Zero Chevrolet. Take a look at this.
This is the 99 returning to pit road after his original pit stop. And the car erupts into flames. On his pit stop, there was some fire during the pit stop, but we have seen that before where a spark will catch a little bit of excess fuel on fire, but this is much more severe than that. I don't know if fuel got spilled into the trunk area and it caught on fire, but as he got closer and closer to pit road, you see just how severe the fire gets. Daniel waited to be told to get out. Jeff, I would be instantly out of the car.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, it looks like everything's clean so far on the stop, and then the 99's waiting on gas. The 11 goes to leave. A little bit of fuel on the ground right here, and then it looks to be right there. A backfire out the pipes of the 11. Whoa. Ignites the fuel on the ground. It chases forward and into the trunk of the 99. Crazy situation as we start to see the start to stage 2. Looks very odd. All those single file cars at the back of the field are under penalty because they topped off. An extra trip down pit road means they have to start at the back. 15 cars dipped. 15 cars decided to come down and get a little extra fuel.
What an opening stage that was. The most lead changes in the first 35 laps here at Daytona in 13 years. It was cool. And the defending race winner, Chris Buescher, is on that low line in the 5th, 3rd Ford for RFK. And he wants to confirm his spot in the playoffs. He wants to go to Darlington with more peace of mind, but look at the Penske teammates pushing each other. And he fits into that category. Oh, and here we go. Chastain's involved, Noah Gragson, Eric Jones, Kyle Larson.
Such a calm point in the race. It was too wide or single file, and all of a sudden chaos.
We're still rolling. We're still rolling, but we got damage. Bring it right.
Look at Noah Gragson. Bowman's involved. Truex gets going again. Ty Gibbs in the 54. And Corey LaJoie.
Big pushback from Corey right here. Shoves him to the left. He has to correct it. Then he comes back across the racetrack in front of Corey. And that's what we talked about earlier. You can push and you can shove, but when you don't do it correctly and you get it wrong just by a little bit, you mistime it, this is what happens. Here you go. Watch the 7, the 10, the 1. The 10 is against the 1. The 7 starts pushing him. There's nowhere for the 10 to go.
30 laps remain in stage 2 here in Daytona. Let's go. This picture is mirroring this race last year with the RFK teammates at the front. However, that's just changed. as here comes Joey Logano. He is pushing Chris Buescher. And what about the ever-present number 4 of Josh Berry? What a night he's having.
And look at the push he's getting from Todd Gilliland. Had Berry sideways down the back straightaway. Being pushed by his teammate. Oh, a little bit of contact there from the side.
I'm not sure if Kyle Larson didn't know he was too wide, but he gets a push that gets him out of control. But either way, the 5 kind of body slams the 2. I can't believe it was intentional. It's either lack of information or a push gone.
Check this out. There were multiple incidents happening at the one time. Martin Truex Jr. with a flat front left. Eric Jones, and the plume of smoke is SVG in the middle.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Fortunately, Jones was able to catch that car. He wasn't in the corner when that right front went down. Everybody was able to get around him.
Well, the flat is obvious very early for the 43. Everyone behind does a nice job of kind of getting around him. I'm not sure what happened. It's crazy to think that that flat tire and the expired engine are connected, but the timing says the opposite.
A wild run to the end of stage 2. 7 to go. Here we go. Who do you like the look of? Who has worked their way forward the most effectively?
These short runs on super speedway races are aggressive. They are wild. Heart rate through the roof right now. Drivers know they're going to have to do things they don't necessarily want to if they're going to win this stage.
And crew chief's holding our collective breath. Just hopefully the car runs all 7 laps so we have a chance to continue.
Oh, Keselowski tried to put a block on Logano, knew he couldn't do it, backed out of it. That was a smart move.
Even so, though, the loss of momentum is going to really hurt the inside lane.
And these two have worked together beautifully. The Team Penske teammates, Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano, they've been together as much as McDowell and Gilliland, and as much as Chris Buescher and Brad Keselowski. Can Blaney push Logano to a stage win? It sure looks that way. He pops down on the inside. Keselowski's looking on the high line. Blaney goes low in front of Larson. And now Logano drops to that high side. To the line, the 2 Team Penske cars, and it's going to be Joey Logano winning the 2nd stage. And have a listen, stage 3, let's do it.
Two. Half and half. 22 still with us. Not a lot of about that. Got the stick. Still half off.
You just got to give as much notice as possible.
Yeah, it does you no good to get run over coming to pit road.
Whoa, here we go. John Hunter Nemechek goes for a wild ride, trying to get down to that low side, and had contact with Haley. And that was a fortunate escape.
Lee, a change at this racetrack. All of that is now pavement. That used to be grass.
It's over on the back section, heading towards what was known as the bus stop, the Le Mans chicane as it's called now. And look at that. That once upon a time, to Jeff's point, was grass. Thankfully now it's all asphalt, and John Hunter Nemechek does not roll. Just slides.
Watch the contact from the 5. Boom. That shoots him into the 51, and around he goes.
Let's get ready to go. 16 laps left in the Coke Zero Sugar 400, and away we go. Keselowski and Cindric.
All the shoving, all the pushing that we've seen so far is going to be nothing compared to what we're going to see in the next 16 laps.
Riding with Joey Logano. There's a penalty to Brad Keselowski. The night has gone away from the RFK man.
Yeah, remember the rule. The control car, he has to leave first in the restart zone. The 2 He was the leader of the race, so he has to launch first. Brad Keselowski clearly gets the launch.
Coming up.
Oh, they got together
Look
in 3.
Whoa! McDowell goes up high. Larson is in it. Reddick's in it. Logano, Wallace, Haley.
That all started in turn 3. Cindric tried to lift to prevent it from happening, but he did not lift quick enough. Watch right here. Watch the 2 car. All this was off of turn 4. All right, so now they're going down the front straightaway. Watch the pipes on the 2 car. He sees it starting to happen. McDowell pulls up in front of him. A push from Barry. Tries to get to the outside, lifts right there, and still contact. And then, look at this.
Whoa. And Michael McDowell, who knows what it's like to have a massive crash at a high-speed track, got away with that one.
See the fire come out of the pipes of the 2 car? He was being pushed by the 4. He knew he had too much speed. He was doing all he could to prevent it, but it just could not get it slowed down.
There's a lot on the line for William Byron. For Josh Berry, it could be his first big win. And how about Austin Cindric? Let's go! The final of the Coke Zero Sugar 400 here at Daytona. Who's got the magic? Can Kyle Busch break that drought and race his way into the playoffs?
Hey.
Whoa! Whoa! Berry's gone, and he goes up and over. Huge hit for Josh Berry. Eric Jones is involved.
Contact. The 2 was getting pushed, and as soon as that car was pushing him, got turned around and went. This is what scared me, because Josh is hanging on his belts. He's not in his seat. He's hanging on his belt and has that frontal impact.
There we go. Now the AMR safety team content, and there's Josh. There we go. There's the thumbs up.
That was a scary wreck.
23-year-old Harrison Burton on the left of your screen, up against the 2-time champion, 63-time winner in Cup Series competition, Kyle Busch. We go into overtime, presented by Credit One Bank. Let's go! Is it going to be somebody with a win already this season, or is it going to be a fresh winner race their way into the playoffs? Kyle Busch leads the way. He has not won since 2023 and is desperate for a win. He's coming off one of his best results of the season last weekend in Michigan, but he's being pushed by Christopher Bell. 1 to go here in Daytona.
Nemechek made it 3 wide in that second lane, that second line, and that has killed the momentum.
You've got to go back a long, long way for Kyle Busch. 2008, the last time he won here at Daytona, and now he is tantalizingly close to that victory. But here comes Harrison Burton for the Wood Brothers. He's being pushed by Parker Retzlaff, and the 23-year-old from Huntersville, North Carolina, is at the front of this field and may race his way into the playoffs. Busch goes low.